Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brenda Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brenda Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions. All of our favorite TV shows. Of course, it is Saturday night, so we are doing all things love and marriage. This video is going to be Love and Marriage DC. If you did not catch my Love and Marriage Love and Marriage Huntsville review for tonight, please head over and watch that either before or after you view this video. Just do it after, right? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to click that subscribe, share, and comment. I love to read y'all's comments. I really do enjoy seeing and hearing what other people are thinking about the show, okay? So like I said, we were talking Love and Marriage DC. This is season 1, episode 3, No New Friends, okay? So the episode picks up where we left off last week, y'all, where everybody had the vegan dinner that nobody was really here for. And Chris is talking about, Chris is talking about Kevin, and he couldn't believe how Kevin and Winter couldn't work it out, and they seemed so in love, and Kevin was just so sad at the table. He was in tears. He's about to have Chris in tears, and Winter's like, oh, well, of course, he's going to be sad because he's 60-year-old man lost his 40-year-old young tenderoni. And so they were like, all like, what? She was like, yeah, he's 60 and I'm 40. Like, of course he's going to be sad. And so then she's like, I got the divorce papers and everything's going to be finalized. And Ashley's like, I can't believe that you didn't know, he would lived in a basement. Like, how would you marry him, not know where he lived? And she was like, yeah, he lived in the basement. This is what I was told. And he didn't have a car. I had to get my car back from him. Winter. No, girl. No. And we're going to get more into Winter's thing as we go throughout this video, because she said some things at the table. Let's just get through this scene, because this scene was actually really funny. I was cracking up when I first watched it. So then what happened? So then Monique said she had a game. Oh no, Winter said she got the divorce papers. They're finalized. Jamie's like, well, let's celebrate that. And so then I believe Monique came back with a little fishbowl. She said she had a game for them to play. It's called Not for Lazy Couples, okay? And so then she said Winter will be the host because she's the specialist. I thought Winter was the host because she was the only one there single, okay? I don't know why Monique called her the specialist. I mean, I know Winter's a relationship specialist, but right now her speciality is not looking too good. So anyway, then somebody said, what makes somebody a specialist? And so I don't know if it was Quick or Chris or who said it. And so then Quick was like, well, most specialists, and Ashley was like, yeah, I want to know what makes you a specialist. And so, then Quick was like, well, like most specialists, like a nails technician specialist, they don't have their nails done, a hair specialist, they usually don't have their hair done. So then to me, Quick was throwing a little bit of shade at Winter, that one. And so then she was like, yeah, I am a relationship specialist. I did this and I did that. And then Ashley was like, well, I don't see how you're a specialist because you got one failed marriage and a scammer. And so then, and then after that, Chris and the kids confession was like, dang, I feel really bad for bringing up this whole thing with Kevin, because after Ashley made a comment, the thing just went out of control. And so then, Winter was kind of getting irritated with talking about it and having to spill all her tea about it. And then she was like, oh, if you want to know something, you can ask me. I pay to give out all my secrets and all that. But I'm like, but girl, you were telling the story. I mean, I guess technically Chris originally brought up the conversation last week. I don't know. But at the same time, Winter, you're telling all the story. So you can't fully get mad at them for asking you questions. You're telling the story. So then, Ashley's like, I don't understand how you didn't know where he, lived, and then the fact that she had to let him use her car, like, Winter, if he was out his money, you shouldn't be having to let him use your car, girl. Winter, let's talk. Okay. So anyway, then Ashley was like, I married quick. Like, when I first met him, he lived in a really tiny apartment, and I saw that little tiny apartment. And so then Winter was saying it was COVID, so of course they weren't going to go to each other. When I guess when they met and started dating, it was COVID, so they weren't going to go to each other's house at that time. But then Ashley's like, but you married him. And so then in the confessionals, Jamie and Raina's confessional, Jamie said everybody's, going off about Winter's situation, Ashley and Winter getting into it, and this one here, she's just eating it all up. I'm like, well, what's she supposed to do? Jamie just sit there and look stone faced, like, of course she's gonna be into the conversation and the tea and the drama. Oh my Lord, men be in the tea too, and let's stop playing, because all the men was out there shouting too when she was talking about he didn't have no car. So anyway, and Winter, what did you see in Kevin? Because he looked shady and greasy. Anywho, people like who they like though, right? So then, back to the main conversation, right? So then, Ashley's like, well, how did you not know where he lived? And Winter said it was COVID. And she's like, but you married him. And that don't make sense to me. Like, COVID is not an excuse. COVID is not an excuse at all. And so then she said, how can you be a specialist? Like, if you had this, failed marriage and someone scamming you, like, how did you, all the red flags were just waiting for your face, you didn't see them. And then Winter was like, well, I can speak to anybody. Yeah, I've had a failed marriage, I've had a successful marriage, I've been single, I've been married, I've been a single mom, I've been a married mom. Like, I can give advice to anybody. And so then Ashley's like, yeah, you could talk to people, but you're like, you were ignoring the red flags. Like, how can you be an expert? And we're all wondering the same thing. Like, it's not far-fetched for Ashley to be saying this, because I don't see how Winter is an expert either. I'm not taking away from her job and the way she makes her money. Maybe she is a great relationship coach. Sometimes you're good at helping others, but not providing insight in your own life. And a lot of us are like that. You can't see the forest through the trees, right? I don't know how to be successful in my own relationships, but I can see how other people could be better in their relationships, right? So I get that side of it if I was to look at it from a different point of view. But however, we are still looking like Winter, like the signs are kind of there, girl. The signs are kind of there. So, and then Ashley said something about, Winter said this is the part I didn't want to miss. Winter said is a person's measure of success, how good or bad something does, if they fail or fail or succeed, or fail or lose, do good or not, basically. And so Ashley's like, yeah, that's kind of the definition of success, which it is how well you do at something. It's literally the definition of success, Winter. And so then Winter goes on to say, and she got really defensive in this part, say, well, why is it that, the victim always has to be blamed in these situations? And Ashley said, I'm not blaming you. And I feel articulated herself very well in this conversation. I don't feel like she was being aggressive or grilling her, coming down her throat. She's asking valid. I mean, maybe she was being shady and coming for her a little bit, definitely. It made the scene entertaining, y'all, and picked the show up a little bit, because y'all was talking about it being boring, so now it's getting a little spicy and dicey, so you can't complain, okay? So, Ashley's like, I'm not victim blaming you or anything, I'm just saying, like, you were ignoring all the red flags, girl. And so, then, close it down the drawer, y'all. So anyway, so then they finally got to switch gears and get off the whole Winter drama. Winter was glad for that conversation to be over, honey. So then, Monique said she had a question. And she said, what was her question? Who would be, if you could have a celebrity crush or something, who would she said, what is your fantasy? This is what she said. Let me not mess up the scene, because it was good too. She said, what is your fantasy? So Quick said he gonna answer, right? So then Quick was like, I'm gonna take it a step further. He said, what would be your celebrity crush? And so then Monique is like, and the question was like, did he just take the mic from me? Like, this is not your event. And I'm thinking the same thing. Like, Quick, how you gonna take the question and flip it and reverse it like it was your game? Producers told Monique to do this, see, not you. So anyway, he was like, yeah, because he was dying. Basically, he was dying to say on camera that Ashley's celebrity crush is Uncle Jesse, aka John Stamos. Okay. And so he actually's like, I already know what he gonna say with this. And he's like, yeah, she's always had a celebrity crush of Uncle Jesse. She loves Uncle Jesse. And so Ashley was like, yes, Uncle Jesse is fine. He was fine back then. He's still fine. He aged nicely in his 60s, and she met him when she was like 8 years old. And Uncle Jesse is fine. He was fine back then, and he's fine now. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Uncle Jesse is fine. Okay. So anyway, if you like a little Greek something, okay, he is the one. So anyway, no, he's a very handsome man. He always has been since the 90s when we used to be watching Full House back in the day, okay? So, then Ashley said that Quicks is Rihanna's, and she was like, Rihanna would never have you. And then in the confessional, Quick was like, hey, Rihanna, you know, what's up? You know, you got, you know, he was like, holla at me, Rihanna. And then she's like, mm-mm. And so then Ashley feels like now she couldn't say really who her celebrity crush is, because now, you know, we have access to everybody's social media. So if she really wanted to holler at somebody, she could just DM them. And, like, she could talk to anybody she wants to. And so at first everybody's not like understanding, like, what does she mean? Like, you could just talk to whoever you want to, because it sounded like she gonna just cheat on Quick, basically. It's kind of how it sounded. And so then Chris was like, Quick, like, you started this game, you opened this door, you asked that question, like, what's going on here? And then she's like, I don't mean it like that. She's like, I'm saying, like, everybody's accessible on social media. And then she explained it, like, back in the, I don't know if she explained this later in the episode or in her confessional, but anyway, she said back in the day, like, her grandma liked Billy D. And, you know, now she could just DM him if she wanted to really talk to Billy D. Now, that is true, Ashley. However, all the celebrities are not replying to every single DM, so it's not like it's that accessible. Like, yeah, you could hit them up, but are they going to always reply to you? Most likely not, right? Depending on the celebrity they are. Also, side note, y'all, my granny, I think she thought Billy D was kind of cute, but she would always say he was too old for her. And my mom like, girl, you old too. But that's just a side note. Rest in peace, granny. So anyway, so then that was pretty much the end of that scene about the whole Ashley talking about celebrity crushes and all that. So then we get to the scene where we have Irena and Jamie are going for a run. Irena says she's been running for about 10 years. Jamie's going to run with her. He said he got a bad knee, so he can't be doing all that. So she's teasing him, saying that he's not going to keep up with her. But they both kind of keep up a little jog. And they're talking about the dinner. And Irena says she was expecting it to be a vegan dinner. She wasn't here for it. She don't like it. Jamie said he likes that type of food. Jamie and Irena have a very interesting relationship. It's like an understanding, it feels like I could tell how on camera sometimes it comes off like Jamie's a little off-putting towards Irena. Like sometimes it feels like he kind of puts her down at some parts, but then at the same time I feel like they're kind of playing with us, like she's in on the joke kind of thing. So I don't know. I get these mixed vibes from them where, like, I almost want to be mad at Jamie, but then I see her he kind of makes a joke of it and she kind of makes a joke of it. So then I'm like, oh, wait, are they just playing with us, you know? So anyway, let me know what y'all think about Irena and Jamie's dynamic on this show. Because, I don't know, am I seeing what y'all seeing or y'all seeing what I'm seeing? So he brings up the dinner and how, you know, they ask about their past, you know, infidelities and things, their relationship, and he feels like she should have just, you know, acted like she had amnesia. She should have been talking about it. And she's like, well, they asked us, you know, I had to answer. And she's like, I did make it clear that I've never caught you cheating and all these things. And he was like, yeah, you know, we're supposed to keep that, you know, under wraps. We're not supposed to talk about those things. That's the past and all that. Because at first I was about to get mad at him. But then he kind of made a joke of it. And then she kind of made a joke of it. So then I was like, oh, okay, like, I can't fully get mad. Like, for us to get mad at Jamie, we would be getting way more mad than we see Irena getting. And I think that's where I almost got mad at Jamie, but then I looked at her and she wasn't getting mad. So then I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm missing something here. Let me know if y'all picked up on that. So anyway, So then moving on, next scene, y'all, we see Winter. I think this is the part we was at Winter. No, let's get to this Chris and Monique. Get them out the way. I think that was the next scene anyway. I try to go in order, y'all, but y'all know I forget. So Monique and Chris are getting ready for their trip to Africa. And in the confessional scene, they're talking about the trip to Africa and the safaris and all the things they're going to do. And Monique said, and who planned this trip? And Chris said, you did. And that scene made me feel a little cringy because I was like, girl, did you need credit for planning your trip to Africa? Like, or were you trying to like rub it in Chris's face, like make him feel bad, like who planned the trip? Like, no thanks to you. Like, I don't know. Monique's energy on this show, I'm really not liking it. I think I liked her energy a little bit more on Potomac Housewives, but just the way she is like kind of like comes across a little bit thirsty, and she doesn't have to be that. And I like Monique. I just don't want her to be that way. So. Anyway, and especially the way she is to Chris, so she's where's the duffel bags, and he done brought all the bags down. He's like, they over there, they telling the kids about the plane ride. She gonna have plenty of activity books for them to do because it's a long plane ride to Africa. I've never been to Africa. I'm just finishing up Young, Famous, and African, so they definitely have me dying to get to Africa now. So I'm inspired by Monique and her family going to Africa. That is amazing, especially their kids at a young age. Getting a chance to experience that is really, really awesome. So shouts out to them for doing that and exposing their kids to that kind of culture and their roots in such a young age, right? Always love when parents can expose their kids to things outside of their house, outside of their school, outside of their community, outside of their hometown, right? So, she's telling the kids, the kids are like, where are we going to sleep in Africa? And they're teasing the kids, saying they're going to sleep with the lions and the bushes and all that and on the ground and use the bathroom in the woods. So then Winter calls and FaceTimes with Monique. And I'm thinking that Winter used to kind of do some relationship coaching with Monique because the way she called her was more of a professional way than a business way. I mean, more of a professional way than a personal way, but Monique approached the conversation in a very, very girlfriend's approach. So that was kind of weird to me because Winter's energy for me was giving, I'm your relationship specialist. And so anyway, Winter was like, I'm so proud of you. You're going to have fun in Africa. Like, we'll catch up later. And she was like, I'm so proud of all the work you've done. And I want you to really enjoy your husband on this trip. So that was, proud of the work you've done, and I want you to enjoy your husband on this trip. Sounded very much, I'm your relationship expert, and I'm giving you parting advice for this trip you're about to go on. And Monique was giving very much, hey, girly, girlfriend energy. So that was very telling, right? So then Chris kind of over there looking like, she gonna enjoy me. So then he was like, yeah, I overheard Winter saying enjoy your husband on the trip. And he was like, yeah, is that gonna happen? And she was like, yeah, I enjoy you when you being good. And he was like, dang, what you mean being good? And he says in a confessional that it feels like he's always working on eggshells, like he can't do anything right when it comes to with Monique. Sorry, y'all, tongue-tied. She's like, something's got to give. And it do feel like Chris is walking on eggshells a lot of time. It feels like Monique's a little naggy and nitpicky towards him, to be honest. And I don't want to see her be like that towards him. Because at the end of the day, Chris is a good man. At the end of the day, okay? He is a good man. No, he may not be emotionally available all the time or whatever, she's needing, he is not providing. There's something she is needing clearly that he is not providing right now. And hopefully they work that out. But she just feels like she's just like through with him almost, like he said. It feels like that. And I hope they can get together. Don't let this show ruin their marriage. So anyway, off to Africa they go with all them kids and all them bags. So anyway, then next scene, we see Winter's mom come visit, and she's wearing white sweaters. Winter's wearing a white shirt. Winter likes winter white. They talk sit down on the sofa. She talks about the vegan dinner with Monique. And, her mom's like, oh, how's the house? It's a nice house. Okay. And she said the whole thing with Kevin came up, and she says, divorce papers are finally finalized. Her mom's like, ooh, hallelujah. Excuse me, guys. Mom says she feels bad because she really was going, she really supported her daughter going after, getting with Kevin. She said she was one of the ones that said give him a chance, and she always feels bad and guilty every day about encouraging Winter to even give Kevin a chance. She trusted him and who he said he was. Mama, that's not your fault. At the end of the day, your daughter's a grown lady. If she wants to make that move, she made it on her own. Another thing Winter said, and I just want to backpedal a little bit here. I don't know if it was at the vegan dinner or if it was later on in the episode when the girls had the lunch, but she said that, she met his family and the family never said, what Kevin's real situation was of his financial issues and living in the basement. Why would let me know what y'all think, because she also posted, I seen her on Twitter in the LAMDC thread on Twitter, and she was saying like, his family never, said anything bad about him that would have made her think that, these red flags were happening. And I wanted to write her back and say, well, why would would you expect his family to do that? Would you expect, if you were dating somebody, if you're in Winter's shoes, would you expect the family to say, girl, he ain't got no house, he live in my basement, he ain't got no car, like, this ain't what you want. Like, some families do that. Like, some moms will pull the girl aside and say, hey, my son, he does X, Y, and Z, or he has all these issues going on. You don't want to be with him. You don't want to get involved with this. Some parents do that, okay? So I'm not going to say it's far-fetched to think that. But there's a lot of families who are enabling their kids' behavior, their son or daughter's behavior, and not going to tell that other person what the issues are with their child. They're going to just, sing their praises because that's their child. That's their family member. They want to keep it positive. They want to just show love. They know they got issues, but they ain't going to tell it. And they may feel like they don't want to betray their family member, so they're not going to tell you all the person's issues or tell you, oh, no, this is a red flag. You don't want him with this one. You don't want him with my cousin Kevin because he ain't got no house and he ain't got no car. So, I don't know. I feel like that can go both ways. I feel like just because his family didn't tell you all the things that are going on, that's a valid reason that you felt like, okay, you trusted the situation. I kind of agree with Ashley, like, girl, how did you marry him and you never saw where he lived? And she brought up another thing, just while we're even on Winter. Let's just stay on Winter for a second here. She brought up at the table at the vegan dinner that nobody wanted to be at, about, as typical, she was saying something about I could tell they kind of chopped it up and sliced it in the editing, but she was alluding to something about being a Christian and saying like, I know these Christian couples, they get married, and talking about people getting married fast and in the secular world and all these things. And Ashley was like, what does that have to do with being a Christian? And she's like, you're a Christian couple, we're a Christian couple, they're a Christian couple. And so I was thinking the same thing, like, what does that have to do with being a Christian? Like, is she talking about living together or shacking or something? Like, even that, okay, yeah, maybe we want to live together until we get married. However, I'm going to still know where you live. I'm going to still have been in your house. I can go to your house and we not, do something we ain't supposed to be doing or shack up or whatever. I don't got to spend the night, but I'm still know where you live. So being a Christian, or is she talking about the timeline of marrying somebody, or the whole idea of dating and marrying with intention? Because still, you should know where they live, what what kind of car they drive. Like, love doesn't pay the bills. And as a relationship expert, specialist, coach, Winter should know that off top. So we're not blaming you, Winter. It sucks what happened to you. Hopefully you learned a lot from this situation, and you can teach others through your relationship coaching and stuff. However, it's just really weird how you ignored these red flags in this situation. Like, what made you date Kevin? What made you want to marry Kevin? What made you? Now, somebody mentioned on the internet that she had married him for money and it didn't work out. That could be a possibility, that maybe she had her eyes on the prize. She was playing a long game and didn't work out for her. Maybe that's true. I don't know, because I can't think of any other reason why she would marry somebody who she didn't know where they live. And she's a relationship expert, and she's 40. It's not like she's in her 20s. She's 21, 25. Then I could kind of understand. And he was 60. So I'm really wondering, like, do you like older men? Like, what's going on with that? And if you do, that's okay. I'm just really confused by Winter's decision making and her processing when it comes to Kevin. That's all. That's all it is. We're not blaming you. It sucks that happened. Hopefully I'm sure you'll find somebody new, Winter. You're very beautiful, smart. You have a lot going for yourself, girl. But we're not blaming you, and you're not a victim. We're just trying to figure out, how did you miss the red flags, and you're the specialist here. That's all we're trying to get. We're trying to get some understanding. So we're really trying to get some understanding. So anyway, she's talking to her mom and about Kevin and raising the kids and all that. And she's happy to, that her and Kevin are splitting ways and she can move on with her life. Okay, next scene. So then we see Irena and Ashley go down to the doctor's office because Ashley, remember, she wants to get Botox under her armpits because she's been getting really hot and sweaty lately. She thought she's going through menopause, but she's not. She gets the Botox shots under her arms to reduce all the sweating and everything. So Irena says she's never heard of that. She's never done it. She's never gotten any work done. Ashley lets it known that she's gotten 2 fillers in her face, I believe. And I think that's what makes her look older. I wish she wouldn't have done it to herself because I remember she said she's 36, and I was like, oh, really? I didn't buy 36 for her. But she's a very beautiful girl. Ashley is very beautiful. I think she might have aged herself a bit by getting the work done, in my opinion, but I don't know. I got to see how she looked before the fillers and how much change did they create for her body. So anyway, my chair is squeaking. I was trying to put my leg up, y'all. So anyway, so then they're talking, and she has to take off her shirt, and she does a whole little striptease thing. And oh yeah, Irena said, she's never got any work done, but she wants Ashley to come with her when she gets some things done. She want to get her booty done. She want to get her booty back. She want a booty like Ashley's. Ashley said her booty is real and it's homegrown. I said, go ahead, Ashley. So then I like Ashley's confidence in herself. I ain't mad at it. So then if you don't love yourself, then how the hell you'll love somebody else, as in the words of RuPaul, right? So anyway, she gets the shots done. She's cool with it. She don't mind needles. She got it done. The doctor leaves. So then she puts her sweater back on, and they're talking about the whole vegan dinner. And Irena was like, yeah, you and Winter were really getting into it. Does you feel like you were kind of attacking her and all that? And Ashley's like, no, I don't feel like I was attacking her. And what about what she said about me? Oh, yeah, because I forgot to mention another good little nugget from that vegan dinner that didn't nobody want to be at. So when Ashley was saying she feels like she could just slide in any celebrity DM that she wanted, Winter was like, oh yeah, because your husband is famous, so then you can meet other people too. So that was kind of like a little dig shade back at Ashley. It wasn't like super hardcore shade. Like, it wasn't measuring up to everything Ashley was giving Winter, but it was a good little dinger with Winter. We'll give you 2 points, girl, for that one. And so then Ashley at the dinner was like, no, like, I don't mean because of my husband. I mean, look at me, like, all this. I'm looking gorgeous. Like, of course, anybody would want me. Like, I could, on my own accord, I could slide into the DMs. And then the Winter's confessional was like, oh, she needs to dial it back with all the ego or whatever she said she had. And so anyway, so back to the main scene. We talk about the doctor's office, right? And so then she was like, well, she kind of came for me trying to say that I can only slide a DM because my husband's a celebrity. And so Irena's like, Irena says she's older. She don't be into these little girl dramas. She don't have time for that. So then Irena said, maybe we can all come together as girls and you get to know each other better and y'all work it out. And Ashley was like, something ain't right. Maybe it's that half-shaven head. That could be true. You know what it is? Nothing wrong with a little shaved head. That'd be cute on some people. It's the angle, I think, that Ashley's is shaved, and it's almost like it's too much of it shaved. It just wasn't done nicely. Whoever shaved it didn't, do it in the right way that gave it that nice, sleek look. It looks awkward sometimes, especially when she does the weave. It just kind of looks awkward sometimes. Maybe if she had braids, it would look cuter. I don't know. Anyway, or some twist or something, y'all. So anyway, then moving on, as Jamie was telling Irena, he's gonna hang out with the boys that night. Jason and little Jamie, and do some kind of little fitness thing with them and have some bonding. And Irena's happy with that about that, so they can Jamie and little Jamie can have a talk. And she's always wanting them to talk, and because she didn't grow up with her father, and she doesn't want that for her kids. She wants her kids to have a good relationship with their dad, basically. So anyway, they get down to the little boxing gym thing, and they're doing boxing and all these workouts. Quick came with Lil Quick. Lil Quick looked just as big or bigger than Quick. So anyway, they're all working out and boxing, and Jason's on the floor doing sit-ups, and Quick talks to Jamie, and Jamie talks to Quick. I mean, well, y'all know what I mean. Jamie talks to Quick about Lil Jamie and how he wants Quick to, give him some of his vitamins, and Quick is younger than Jamie, so he's more into the community and helping the younger people, and he wants him to talk to Jason and Jamie, actually. So first he talks to Jason because Quick has a DJ school. It's the Quick and Easy DJs, and I guess it's for kids to learn how to be a DJ and things like that. And so Jamie makes Jason come over there, so he walks him over there and says, oh yeah, you want to be a DJ and all this stuff. So Jason says, yes, my dad wants me to be a DJ. He didn't say I want to be a DJ. He said, yes, my dad wants me to be a DJ. And so then, Quick was teasing him, asking him his age. I don't know, how old is Jason? That would be good to know. I would actually love to hear more about Jason's story and his blindness and his disability. As some of y'all know, I am legally blind, which means I can see. Of course, I just have to read things really up close, and I'm not able to drive, and some things can be hard to see without magnifying it and things like that, but I'm fine. I make it. So I'm always curious when I see other Black people who have a vision problem or any disability like that. I'm always curious and want to know more about it and want to connect with other people like that. I don't know a lot of Black people who are blind, so I'm always curious about things like that. So I hope we get to know a little bit more of Jason's backstory and his disability. Like, was he born blind? Did something happen? What's going on with that? Is it hereditary? Is it a disease? Like, what's going on? So anyway, like, my eye condition is hereditary, and it's an eye disease. It's a rare disease. So anyway, so then Quick asked him what would his DJ. Quick asked Jason what would his DJ name be. He said DJ JT Money or something stupid like that. So anyway, and then Quick's like, yeah, I like that, man. I like that. And Quick said in the confessional, I hope that Jason wants to do this and not his dad's making him, because I never want to do something, make my kids do something they don't want to do. And so, or like project his dreams onto their kids. And we see in the next episode that Jason's gonna let Jamie know that he doesn't want to be a DJ and he wants to like work for Apple or something. So I'm very much anticipating that scene in the episode to see the dynamics between Jason and Jamie, because we know about little Jamie and big Jamie and their dynamics, but Jason having a disability and the way Jamie is, and how does that relationship play out? So that's going to be interesting to see next week, right? So anyway, so then Jamie lets Quick know he wants him to talk to little Jamie about, his lifestyle and doing better, because Quick really did grow up in the hood. As we can see, little Jamie did not grow up in the hood. He's just getting caught up in that lifestyle. He's just being rebellious and all that. So Quick does talk to little Jamie, and little Jamie says he's always looked up to Quick as a celebrity. So the fact that he gets to, hang out with him is really, really cool. And that's cool that already little Jamie has that type of respect for Quick. I think that's really good. And so then, he lets him know that, you don't want to get caught up in that street life. He talks to him about ending up dead, talked to him about being in jail, how he has a cousin in jail he's fighting for. Quick said he got shot. He lets him know where he's been shot and all the things that's happened to him, how he really did grow up in the hood, and he never had two parents around. His mom died when he was really young, then his dad died at 18. He doesn't have his parents to go to. Little Jamie is lucky that having both his mom and dad in the house to go to. Basically, little Jamie doesn't have to live that life that he's living, right? And so that's what, sorry, my hair is getting all caught in my earring. So that's basically what Quick was talking to little Jamie about, pursuing the right things and just being a good mentor to him. And Jamie let him know he's gonna stick with him as well. And so I think everyone is getting through to little Jamie, and he's getting some understanding, and he seemed to really appreciate the talk that Quick had with him. And we need more of those moments, especially in our community. Somebody brought that up on Twitter about how we got to get back to taking care of each other, y'all. We really got to get back to taking care of each other, okay? When you see people going down that bad road, to try to help them, because it really is going to be dead or in jail, and we don't want to keep seeing our people end up there, especially our brothers. We don't want to keep seeing that. So we need more strong figures and mentors, especially male figures, positive male influences in our community. Definitely need that. So anyway, it's just a crazy time, y'all. It's a really crazy time right now. So then we get to the final scene, right? With the girls go out to lunch. So Winter invites Tasha, the hairdresser, out, as well as Irina and Ashley. She wants to, kind of start over with Ashley, see where things can go. After I watched the episode the second time, because I saw Tasha had the nose ring, and I thought something was hanging right there, but I was like, oh, maybe that's just her hair. And so then I looked again. Her nose ring had a chain that connected to her earring, which I liked, and then I didn't like it. I didn't like it, then I liked it. I was like, oh, that's like too much in your face. But at the same time, it's kind of cool. Like, if I was into nose rings, I might like something like that, because I know when I used to have my upper ears pierced, I liked having all that cool ear jewelry and ear cuffs. I used to wear ear cuffs. So I don't know. I might be into that. I don't know. That was very interesting. That was the first time I ever saw a nose ring that connected to an earring and a chain like that. That was really very cool to see. So anyway, if you got that caught on something, though, I couldn't even imagine. So the pain, right? So then Ashley talks about how, her and Winter are not really friends yet, and they're getting to know each other, and they talk about the dinner. And basically, I'm not going to go through every little thing that was said, because when we have these girl fight discussion scenes, all the stuff gets discombobulated for me sometimes. So basically, Ashley felt like she was being attacked by Ashley, and she was really being grilled. And she felt like Ashley was aggressive. Ashley is not bothered by being called aggressive. She said #aggressive Ashley. She said she only did a year of Brownie Scouts. She didn't make it to the second year, right? So even Tasha, the hairdresser, was piping up and saying, yeah, everything was good, but the way you was coming at Winter was not good. You were really, grilling her. You were really doing this and doing that. And Ashley was just saying, like, I didn't understand how you could be with this man and you didn't really know him. You're supposed to be a relationship expert and all this stuff. And she just wasn't getting it. And then Winter was like, well, we're not even friends. Like, if we're not friends, like, how you can even talk about me or judge me? And Ashley said how she's getting bored at the table and all this stuff. And then Winter asked Irina, and Ashley, she's like, Ashley, isn't Irina your friend? So then Ashley was like, actually, we're becoming friends. We're still getting to know each other. So Irina's like, oh, okay. And so, Ashley says she doesn't take the word friend lightly. And I'm kind of like that too. Not maybe as hard as Ashley about it, but some people call everybody their friend. Like, they'll say everybody they know that at work is their friend. And I don't consider everybody at work my friend just because I'm cool with them. And all the ladies that work in the office at the school and the people that work in my classroom, like, I don't want to say they're not my friends like that. They're not my friends. I work with them, but they're not my friends, right? They're nice, wonderful, lovely people. I don't take nothing from them, and we have a bond because we all work in that same space, but we're not friends like that. So, anyway, I can get that. Like, some people use the term friend way too loose for me. So I get what Ashley's saying about that. And so Ashley did end up apologizing to Winter after everybody went back and forth and all around, and saying, like, I'm sorry if I came off aggressive. That's not what I was trying to do, but I don't apologize for what I said. And Winter was like, yeah, my thing was that you were just basically grilling me. And Ashley was like, well, I apologize. I'm not going to do it again. Ashley is doing a little bit Ashley's doing, she's making TV. Okay, Ashley's come a little hard. I wouldn't call her aggressive. I wouldn't say she was grilling Winter. I think she was asking Winter valid questions at the vegan dinner that didn't nobody want to be at. Because like, why? How did you ignore all the red flags? Why would you be with this guy? So I don't get it. I like Ashley. I don't feel like she's such a mean girl or so aggressive. I don't even feel like she is aggressive. Like, this is light compared to other shows we saw, right? I hope that Winter and Ashley can move forward in a positive way. So far, it doesn't look like that will happen. But anyway, episode was good. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said, the very first thing with the vegan dinner that didn't nobody want to be at was really, really good. Seeing the boys working out and talking was really, really good as well. I will talk to y'all soon. Enjoy the rest of your 3-day Memorial Day weekend. Okay, get turned up if that's what you're doing. Get some rest if that's what you're doing. Okay, vacation if that's what you're doing as well. Y'all enjoy y'all's night. Bye.